I've been with ADL now for 10 years. This will be our 10th anniversary. And I would have seen guys who would have come, leave, and they were going on to start their own businesses and do what they have to do. But I remember the days when they were in schools. Yeah, they started back with these guys when they were like 15 years old, 14 years old. And I mean, we had no space. They were like in the neighborhood because it started with a lot of neighborhood girl, and they would bring out the cardboards, put it down on the ground, and start to do these flips and and all this kind of thing. At one point, it was annoying because when somebody did something really good, you hear all the big noise, and then at another time, they were actually like conditioning their body, outside of the traditional studio or something. It was just like raw talent, and it was like every evening. You didn't have to tell them that this was something they had to do. It was just something fun. Until they hit school, man, knock on the door. You guys ready? Queen's Park was the place where it is that a lot of these movements started. A lot of guys just come to Queen's Park, and I got involved because they were not too far at my house. You understand? And my backyard become like a training place for a lot of where these guys would have started. Here in Barbados, the urban street dancing is not as strong as we want it to be. And over the years, we would have come through that fest, which would have been our first forum out there. Things are dying down now. And ADL is just like trying to be out there in the front out there. So where is that, there are not much male dancers existing now in Barbados. And if we die away, then the tradition that, the same Kevin Carvalho and all those people who would have started before, it means that the legacy will not be there much longer. So that's why we have to hold on, not only in culture but in strength. But I try to encourage you guys that it's better for you to be out there dancing than for you to be out heading going to Nigeria or something. I don't want to see that for the young generation that's coming up now. But the thing that we're faced with is because that urban street dancing is just such a raw genre in Barbados. It's not being supported because it's a group of guys who just come together on evenings. They go to the Queen's Park, they dance and everything. They're not like technical training in the studio and that kind of stuff. But that's what street dance is all about. Street dance is bursting your energy, getting out there, having fun, dealing with the passion, and then you bring it onto the stage. That is where I come in terms of ADL, because some person have to step forward and keep encouraging these guys, don't give up, keep moving forward. And I remember back then when we first started to get our technical training at NCF, Danny Hines was the first person who introduced ADL to a program called Real Men Can Dance. And he encouraged ADL to come to the program, and he started to give us techniques of how you can develop your body as a dancer, and incorporate some of the raw energy that we have into it. And from then, he started to take us into a lot of the NCF, crop over events and stuff like that, and branch into how we could become a national force with some of the dance groups that we have here now in Barbados.
Well, Adrenaline is a dance group, a fan family, and it's the movement. Because we don't only dance. Everyone here have their own talent, from graphic artists, from videographers, to mechanics, to fitness, to singers, and everything in one. So
Shaggy Bears.
Yes, it's a whole movement that we have. Yeah. Being in the dance and the entertainment business have formed, has molded me, so I should say, into a direction that I can build a career from myself, as not only as a dancer and an entertainer. So like this year I into Crop Over with the music, which is also promoting the dance, because me and Versatile have a song there up here, which is a dance created by the team. And the dance, where we go, we've had a school tour, we do a lot of different stuff. We had a performance at a competition here the other day, a DJ competition. So we actually have the opportunity now, not only to show dance, but to create music for other people to dance, but most importantly, the children, because that's where I started. So I understand how important it is to be in the entertainment business, or how important it is that dance could influence somebody's life. So it doesn't mean that you have to only be a lawyer. because we all have our own different jobs. I'm a videographer doing as a mechanic. He's a mechanic too as well. Everybody, Brandon, graphic
he's
art
actually
artist,
doing our
website.
website as well.
So you understand, each and every one of us have our own day jobs, but dancing is still something that we can do on the side to make a little extra money if we want to buy a shirt or pants, if you want to invest in something else. This is something, and we still get the opportunity to teach and go there and show up and enjoy, because obviously we love dancing and it's a business too as well, so it's like a win-win. So it's the arts is hard in Barbados, but from the urban dance point of view, we have an opportunity to show something different, and that's what we do. We create our own stuff, we go there and display it in a whole different way.
I wouldn't say it would influence it. I would say it would be a part of who we are, basically, because at the end of the day, just like as Joe said, like the appreciation for the arts in Barbados is not as great as other places. So you can't say, well, I'm gonna make a living doing that. You can make a living, but it wouldn't be a happy living or like a really paying living because of how it is, right? So at the end of the day,
a second job.
At the end of the day, when I go to work in the morning, like normal 8 to 5, it's like whatever. When I get to dance, that's where I want to be. That's what I love. That's what I love doing. So at the end of the day, it kind of feeds back in because that's what I do to make my money. This is what I do because I love it. So it kind of feeds in and it kind of makes you grow as a person, understand like different aspects of life and that kind of thing. So I guess it does influence it in some type of way.
So you need to either fuse dancing now with a lot of different entertainment styles, you know. Either get some of the guys involved in theater, you know, getting involved in music. We still want to stay in the form of the art form and culture, right? But we realize now that you have to either take dance into the theater, take it into music, you know, fuse it with singing, you know, as Joe said, you know, do something with the dance, because then the only thing that happens is when crop over come around, that's where you basically fit in, right? Most of the other dance genre like contemporary and modern, they actually have their dance season, but where is the season for urban dance, you know? And this is something that we have been thrashing out there. Every time we go to meetings, we are trying to get a lot of these urban dancers to come back. Dance Fest now was our only hope, but that much have kind of died down. And a lot of the dance groups that have been out there competing with us are no longer there. Sometimes I pass some of the dancers and they say, you know what, I got to make a living, I have to find a job, you know, and it's my desire to bring these guys back out. If we could find a harbor or something, someplace where it is that, you know, we could bring all of these guys back together again and just get the movement going, it'd be something that I would really appreciate, you know, because we don't just want to do it for ourselves, we want to do it for our country, we want to do it for the people that, you know, love what we love doing too.
This is one of the reasons I'm pushing music so heavy, because to me, I don't want to say I'm in this game long, but 10 years is enough. And I don't want 10 more years to come and we still doing the same exact thing. And the way how I feel about it is that there were generations before me and there's going to be generations after me. And it feels like we are doing the same thing and getting the same place. So I'm not saying anybody doing anything different, especially for urban dance, take it to another level. So music now, and I have a number of influences from Jamaica and then back to America, from Chris Brown to Ding Dong to all these different people that were dancers and create dance music and taking dance to a whole different level. Because to me, even, let me show you a perfect reference. Ish, for example. Everybody know what Ish is. As long as the bass, you know what's Ish. And that only happened because of the song. No one knew what to dance with. So the fact that the song was created and it proves that, that there's a need for dance in Barbados. Because from the youngest child was doing it. Even though they couldn't do it properly, they was doing it. Even the adults try right there. Even though they couldn't get it done.
I was like, what is the age?
So
and people I thought was saying like a scratch or something.
Right.
Like that. People like
so
doing this thing.
So that proved to me that there's a need for dance in Barbados and there's a need for the music. So as I say, like this is the beginning of we molding something new, molding something fresh that we could. As I say, we at the bottom step, and generations to come will say, well, watch you, ideal adrenaline first starter to this thing. So I could be a dancer if I choose to. I could be a dancer and singer. I could do this on the side too, as well as long as being a doctor or being a lawyer. This is something else that I can do. So it's like different levels. So it's like it don't make sense waiting for people to do it. We taking in our own hands now and creating our own stuff. Like you could look up for dance competition too as well. We be looking to put out a dance competition because it don't make sense we waiting. So we be trying to get into the schools as much as possible. It's a very hard process, but we're looking to get into the schools again for me and start building the children and molding.
See, dancing on the whole itself, you can't do a dance and, example, you do a circle with your foot. They will call it, roundhouse, right? A man see that I look cool, I can use that and alter that there as my own move. You understand? So I won't say exactly you utilizing that gentleman move and putting it towards what you want to do. I would say, well, you know what? Alright, I could use that as an example and create my own move based on what he just did. So this whole aspect of people saying, well, oh man, they're mocking this body, they're mocking this body. You understand? We would use as a soca as example what we're trying to do. Utilize soca and African as well, which is more of a local, right? And we try to push that as more of an African perspective, whereas then we're going to use that as our own dance style and push it out there and utilize it. You understand? So that's what we creating now, instead of just say people using dance hall all the time or using hip hop. You know, so we bring this new thing now, whereas there's something local now, so we could use this here instead of going utilizing dance hall moves now. Jamaica, they do come up with the moves, you understand? We utilize them, but we alter them to our own. So instead we using move for move.
If you really think about it, how dance came about and the different genres of dance, like they all came from one place.
Correct.
One guy saw this guy doing that, like doing said, and he molded it into something, and that was a whole different stuff.
Correct.
Hip hop has a bunch of different categories, at least 6 that I know of anyway.
Yeah.
Hopping, locking, all these types of things,
Correct.
going, all that falls
House.
under hip hop. House,
Yeah.
all those things fall under hip hop.
Yeah.
Paso was actually originated in Africa. No one
Correct.
really knows that.
Correct.
Afrofusion now came from Africa again as like a sub-style
Correct.
of African, but all the things came from one place.
Africa.
One dancer. Just everybody seen people doing something and decided they're gonna do that. And then by mistake, they will be like, okay, I'm gonna step my foot out here instead of going here. And that's like a whole different style to them, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, not saying we're picking from different places and only using that as our main drive. We are taking these things, learning, developing our own style, and then teaching it to other people. So it's a difference, and that's how we feel that we impact Barbados in our own way, because you've heard of twerking. Like, twerking can't see a walk up. I hear when a boy tell me twerking cannot see a walk up. You know what I'm saying? You never see a man do hip hop and walk up. So we're making it our own thing, you know what I mean? So it's like constantly like moving on and generating into something new. So even though we don't have a name for it now, we will have a name for it soon. But it's our own style and we appreciate it, and we look forward to developing it some more and making it something we can teach to other people and they can catch on, and then we can build a bigger like dance economy in Barbados. Because how people see it is like, if you don't do ballet, if you don't do modern or contemporary, if you don't have scholarships to go to UE to learn dance, like you're basically nobody, but that's not true.
We don't have the opportunity to fly away to learn these things, to learn to flip, to learn to flare, to learn to do these breakdance moves. So the only way that we get to learn it is to go on YouTube and research and come back and do it. But you obviously going to see hype, also you're going to see dancehall, you're going to see walking up. And that's what we bring to the stage and bring to the play all down the time. And I think that's what separates us from a lot of different dance groups. And plus blending it with the culture. Because something that we have realized is that culture is very important. In our beginning stages, we were more focusing on breakdancing because nobody wasn't doing breakdance at that point in time. And then they had a lot of dancehall groups. But then we realized we are Barbadian. So we're not fuse all this together and try to push a whole different style, because in Barbados, culture is like, whatever everything culture, you take Mother Sally, going back down, going all this way, but culture is what's happening currently. So we
Part of us.
yeah, it's part of us. Swan Street is culture right now. Lemon on Swan Street is culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So urban dance is culture, but just people don't know it. People don't understand. When you go in the club and you hear music and everybody start to walk up, that's culture. You know? So we just used to say display our culture in a whole different way. Now trying to find a way to get people to understand that it's culture that we're doing.
It was dance fest definitely, because being that all the guys were ill and stuff, like the enthusiasm, the optimism and stuff, as the will, that's what kept us going. And you know, we went on to being the champions. That was it for me.
That's exactly the moment.
Oh, for me, it's basically the same thing, boy.
Yeah,
that feeling,
that
like,
was the moment.
that was the moment that, like, we felt like complete, you know what I mean, when we did that performance. We weren't even thinking about winning, we were just about, yeah, we're gonna do this and do it to the best of our ability, even though we were all sick, like, done with, like, whatever flu it is that was going around that time last year. It was just crazy. Like, we were so sick, but we all pulled through and we made it happen. It's like, feeling after that was just like, mind-blowing. And to find out that we won after that was just like,
Really determined and willing to do this here, because like nothing in turning us back. And even when we went on to another moment, even to do NIFCA. So when NIFCA came, we already had our mind set what we're supposed to do. So NIFCA, we just basically changed up our style a little bit, changed up our pattern, and bring it even harder to NIFCA, which then NIFCA even bring out a lot,
That
because
brought us a goal.
we the one be the first urban dance group to get a goal in NIFCA, which we also accomplished. So that feeling as well give us further motivation to say that nothing can stop us. If we could complete them two things in 1 year, and it just so happened within that same year in Soca Royal, we danced with Lorette that same year, and he won. So it's like everything just came together within that same year.
And the choreography was done by ADL as well,
And
you know. He
We
came
basically
to
do
us.
everything
We
that
just
a
did
dance-
everything
a dance
in
group
that
can
year,
accomplish,
in our
you know, in
whole
1 year.
career. So everything just
So we could
accomplished in
basically
that
say
year. So
2016 was our favorite
it's just
moment.
our favorite.
Yeah,
He was
we
in
could
our
say
prime that year.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you have all of this talent and all this grace in ADL, but one of the most important thing that I would love to be able to see is some person assisting us with a space, because we have so much opportunities that we want to give back to the public. We have to give back to society and give back to school. Potential that we have right now, space is not available. You know, sometimes we have to come back to Queen's Park, and then we have to come back to Queen's Church Green and do our performances. When is some person actually gonna step into the arena of the urban dance and appreciate it and say, you know what, you know, even though you have been goal, you know, you still basically on the stepping stone ladder, still climbing up, you know? So space is something that I would really appreciate.
Other people look at adrenaline, it's just not dancers draft from anywhere. You understand? You have to be collaborating with the group and become one of us to actually be accepted as family. Because we don't only just be here as a group, that's it, or we kind of rehearse and that's it. We still contact each other on a regular basis on the outside, show each other what's going on. You understand? So it's not only just are we coming together as a dance group, or just doing a dance for money or whatever the case may be. We all love what we do. It just so happens we manage to butt up on each other and know each other ways, and teach each other, because we also learn from each other. And based on that, it is very nice and very also good to teach each other how to treat each other, because dancing also saves a lot of us from doing a lot of bad things as well. For that year, dancing could save so much. So there's a lot we want to give back to the community, but as Curly said, we need space to do that.
We are ADL Drilling Dancers.
What's going on?